In this lesson, we will discuss voice-leading triads in a 1-4-5 chord progression using the circle of fifths. Chords on the first, fourth, and fifth degrees in a key are called primary chords. In the key of C major, the 1 chord is C major, the 4 chord is F major, and the 5 chord is G major. When the root of the 1 chord is on the A string, the root of the 4 chord is to the right as an adjacent fourth on the D string. The root of the 5 chord is to the left as an adjacent fifth on the E string. From this location, we can go down 2 frets to locate the root of the 4 chord. When the root of the 1 chord is on the E string, the root of the 4 chord is on the adjacent A string, and the root of the 5 chord 2 frets higher. Keep in mind that fifths and fourths are inversions of each other. This means that when the root movement is up a fifth, the intervals between the chords move up in fourths. The 1 in C becomes the 4 in G. The 3 in C becomes the 6 in G. The 5 in C becomes the root in G. A common tone is a note shared by 2 adjacent chords. Voice leading is the movement of notes or voices between chords in a progression. To achieve smooth voice leading, we must retain the common tones and move the remaining voices the smallest distance possible. To go from a C major triad in root position, C, E, G, to a G major triad in first inversion, B, D, G, we must retain G because it is a common tone in both chords. But we must move the other 2 non-chord tones, 4 and 6, by a step. The 4 goes down to 3 and the 6 goes down to 5. We can easily shift from a C major triad in second inversion, G, C, E, to a G major triad in root position, G, B, D, because G, the lowest note in both chords, is a common tone which stays in place while the other 2 voices move down a step. Now, let's look at the movement from the 1 chord, or C major, to the 4 chord, or F major. When the root movement is up a fourth, the intervals move up in fifths. C is a common tone because it is the root in the 1 chord and the fifth in the 4 chord. With C as the lowest note, we can now easily transition from a C major triad in root position, C, E, G, to an F major triad in second inversion, C, F, A. To go from C major in first inversion, E, G, C, to F major in root position, F, A, C, we must first understand that the 3 in C becomes the 7 in F. To reach the root, we must go up a half step. The 5 in C becomes the 2 in F, implying that we must go up a whole step to reach the chord tone 3. We just learned how to move from C major in a second inversion, G, C, E, to F major in first inversion, A, C, F. There you have it. Voice leading triads in a 1-4-5 progression using the circle of fourths. If you found this lesson useful, please like and share our video. Subscribe to our channel to discover the many ways you can use the circle of fourths to decode the fretboard.